and I said it respectfully. To the genuine ones, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I truly hope that you continue to find peace within regards to who gave up on you over during your journey, or said that you didn't have potential. They know how to protect you, love you, respect you. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. Healing, trauma, and pain is not a race overnight process. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done 7/31, 2025. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Never give up on yourself or get discouraged because someone tries to project fear in you, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real, so is your household. You're not doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. Always be yourself alone with intentions. Being authentic is not a crime. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, no third party, and I say that respectfully, regardless of what next door neighbor, any tax bracket is trying to blackmail me against me, and I say that respectfully. I work alone, and I always have since day one. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, G on love respect, and I'm far from a hater. No, that's the shit don't be goddamn. My cousin might ask. Okay. Always be yourself and his intentions. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Hold on 1 second, neighbor, on them. You're like, hey. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Entertainment purposes only. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. No, I haven't trade though, be goddamn it. My cousin might ask. Oh, okay. You have been minding your business, been minding your business, or whatever the case may be. And you had to reevaluate your life when it comes to the word friend or family member or associate and family or folks that you thought that was for you at the end of the day until, you know, a spiritual situation actually happened when it comes to, you know, paranoid activities and shit. No, it's the trade over me. A motherfucker won't understand it until they fucking vocabulary. Fuck you too, bitch. No, it's really trying to throw me. You ever experienced some paranoid activity and shit, or whatever the case may be? It don't necessarily have to be in your household, but something that you saw within the scene and you had to reevaluate your train of thought and realize you can't tell everybody what the fuck you experienced in the day until they actually experience it. No, that's the trade over me. You ever been minding your business and you say, you know what? I'm getting my life together, whatever the case may be. You know, folks going to say what they're going to say about you, whatever the case may be. But that's fine and dandy. Let them talk. Have the train though for me. Until they have to reevaluate what they like to say to themselves is, you know what? I love you, friend. I love you, friend. I'm so sorry, friend. I'm so sorry, friend. No, fuck you. It's a trait though for me. I need a new group of friends, let alone family. Hello, it's a trait though for me. You have been minding your business, and say, you know what, I'm about to step out and enjoy my day or whatever the case may be and participate in a few events or whatever the case may be. You get to the event or whatever case may be that someone invites you to. And you saw something and didn't see something. You trying to reevaluate what they train of thought is, you know, did you see what I just seen? And then they like, no, you're just bugging you know, or whatever the case may be. So they start spreading the word to everybody around you or whatever the case may be. This motherfucker losing their fucking mind. And everybody's, you know, they kind of confused as to what the fuck is going on at the end of the day. So everybody decides to say, you know what, we're going to go up against this person until they actually realize, hold on 1 second. No, it's really true to me. No, why now you got your panties in a bunch and your drawers up your ass or whatever the case may be. Now you see what the fuck I see. So now I'm mentally still disturbed. No, hit the trait though because you only bothering your own goddamn mental health. Hit the trait of me. You know, you gotta be mindful and wise when you call certain folks your family, your friends and shit until they start to experience paranoid activities or, you know, or spiritual awakenings and, you know, spiritual things that's happening around them. They be like, hold on 1 second, you know what? I called you crazy this whole entire time. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And the trait over me. No, you know, you can save that energy for your mammy. Have the trait over me. Go pray to that bitch because I don't give a fuck what you gotta say to me today. No, the trait over me. You ever have motherfucker call 910 on you and say that you need to be reevaluated or whatever the case may be? And they invited you to their house, and there's some paranoia activity shit going on in their household, and you trying to leave out the door at the end of the day, and they trying to still hold you hostage at the same time too. Until they realize they calling 910 on themselves. Cause hold on 1 second, what happened? You said I was crazy, right, son of a bitch? It's a trick though for me. And only from the brother, hold on 1 second. So this is my house, right? And that didn't just move, but it just started moving. Oh, okay. You ever had to reevaluate with your train of thought and say, you know what? I was far from scared. Bitch, you the one pussy. Haven't checked over me. You know, my conscience, everybody, and this type of stuff actually happens. How someone would judge you because of the fact that they never had an experience when it comes to paranoid activity, or someone never had a spiritual awakening when it comes to this thing called life we live in. You know, people pick and choose who could talk about spirituality, God, you know, violence, hate crime, or discrimination, or health and wellness, or whatever the case may be, narcotics. You know, my content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself and never feel wrong for expressing yourself to the wrong person, because when the right person walks into your life, they're not going to blackmail you against you. And I say that respectfully. They're not going to sit here and put you in a sideboard or get you locked up because, hold on one second, you're actually having a life experience. No, they have the trait on me until it actually happens to them and they want somebody to be emotionally distressed with them. No, the trait on me. Did you see that, friend? No, we saw it, motherfucker. Did you see it? It's a trait though for me. Always be yourself, but love intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. I love to talk about love. Because, you know, love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one actually for you. You know, it's over 9 billion people in this world. Who would have knew that someone could truly heal your heart that day? Truly pour into you. That blood vessel hits different. It wasn't hate. A vocabulary that you could truly relate to. Hold on one second. Someone's trying to control the narrative of blackmailing you against you. You know, having a hand issue, the energy is different. Someone truly got you emotionally available, coming out your comfort zone. Someone truly calling you they boo. No, the training thought for me. Someone not doing you wrong, loving you right the first time around. Who would have knew that you'd make love to the love of your life the right way? Only was to hold on one second. Your past made a mistake. You know, your past fumbled you. They know how to respect you, protect you. But God was protecting your mental health to understand this chapter is different when it comes to your boundaries pouring into you. You wasn't running from your past because you understood the growth. That healness, you know, that healness actually is different. Truly keeping it real. You was far from mentally ill when you truly actually acknowledge to somebody that you want someone to truly love you right the first time around. When they thought you was delusional. You know, because folks will actually say that fairy tales ain't real. Only rise the hold on one second, true love wasn't complicated. Someone truly treating you right, not to project to be mentally ill. You know, because when you're on the same page with somebody that sees you, hears you, respect you, imagine saying I do to the right person that's truly paying attention to you. You know, that discipline hits different when it comes to hold on one second. Unconditional love allows you to feel. While someone brought peace into your life and wasn't making complicated. Someone wasn't wearing a mask that misleads you wrong. Someone was praying for you, not against you. The energy is different. Someone truly had good intentions to bring peace into your life, to protect your heart, let alone to fix your crown and maintain your smile. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know when the world's against you, the energy is different. It wasn't complicated love because someone truly actually knew how to value your time and day, love. You know that loyalty hits different, being genuine and kind. At the end of the day, they didn't have to switch up when it came to that vocabulary, that hold on one second. It was never competition. It was never competition. Because it was not I'll do you better than you. It's I'll pour into you to meet you halfway. Both of y'all on the same page, being emotionally available. Who would have knew that the love of your life would truly be faithful to you? You know, someone not trying to have their cake and eat it too. Someone didn't have to play with sport to get your time and day when it came to your vocabulary. When it comes to hold on one second, God was showing you two better days ahead. I may not pray the same, but someone wasn't praying against you. Who would have knew? It went from 1 year to 2 years to 3 years to 30 years to 40 years. A dream come true. You know, it got you really going within. Got butterflies on the inside. Only realize that time just got better when it comes to the existence of a future so real. How God was really showing you that someone could truly be kind to you. Only realize that, hold on one second, God was always keeping it real. How you prayed that day and God didn't make a mistake. God truly shows you miracles can truly happen when you least expect it. When you allow yourself to elevate. You know, my content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, monogamous intentions. I'm not a general respect, and my content is not for everybody. True love is not complicated when you got the right person into your life. You know, the one that's not trying to do you wrong, but treat you right. You know, the one that's not trying to have their cake and eat it too. You know, to mistreat you. Someone that loves you right the first time around, didn't have to get physical. The energy is different. Always be yourself, monogamous intentions. I'm not a general respect, and today is currently August 30th, 2025. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Neighbor, 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 neighbor. I'm far from a hater. It was never competition. Your rotation hits different. Miracles do happen. The enemy was trying to test me, but I understood God's gangster. God was truly stepping for me. The energy is different. Our path wasn't the same. I never had hate in my vein. I didn't have to pretend to be authentic because it always lied within me when it come to God blueprint. I didn't have to worship the devil. My soul was never for sale. I knew how to respect my neighbor when they couldn't understand. Hold on one second, to stay in their lane, to treat themselves right. Because they had to create a hate train. Hold on one second. They even got lost in their own words when it came to their own pain. The he says, they she say. They need the protection, the end of it, to be irrelevant when it came to, hold on one second, kicking the next person down because someone truly had potential, being authentic. They was cheering themselves on, bothered your mental health. But God wasn't misleading them wrong to better themselves. You was trying to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy, harvesting off their energy, said that they didn't have potential, but they was never your issue. You was blindsided when it came to a situation. Someone understood unconditional love, something you couldn't believe. At the end of it, they was gone within. Hold on one second, our transition didn't hit the same. It didn't matter what someone had in their pockets. If they was on an empty stomach, hold on one second, they understood that God was showing them better days so that you couldn't relate. So you had to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Energy, harvest off their energy, only rest. Hold on one second, that was, you're keeping it real. Hold on one second. It be the train of thought for me. Still have the mindset of a high schooler. No, it betrayed me. What's wrong with these people? Bully, 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 stay in your lane, bully. Bully, 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 stay in your lane, bully. They said, hold on one second. You a grown ass adult. But this type of stuff actually happens when folks is truly woke. The innocent person ain't doing it for likes and views. That's God's, baby. At the end of the day, I ain't have to worship the devil. I knew how to protect myself, to understand my growth when it comes to my mental health. You try to shortchange me in life that you couldn't relate to. That was God's flow. When God showed me my faith, I stepped out on confidence that bothered your mental health. This type of stuff actually happens when you loving yourself. Being authentic will truly make someone's digestive system, make them uncomfortable. Don't even know if they coming or going. When it come to, hold on one second, keeping it real. Only of us homosexuals fall for mentally ill. It took a whole hate train to go against one person. Even when they got lost in their words, they still had potential, being authentic. Always be yourself with no misintention, and I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. You ain't have to get physical, fall from a crash out. How folks try to blackmail you against you because you truly got potential. You stepping with God when God spent the block. Folks ain't gonna root for you, but hold on one second. You was always your biggest cheerleader, not to mislead yourself wrong with all the lies they had to tell. You wasn't running from your past. That conscience is different. I understood elevation because I'm still healing when it comes to better days ahead. Something that you can relate to. Hold on one second. I still wasn't getting out of character. No, the trait, don't be always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm nice, I'm respecting or fall from my hate that ain't run through my vein. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community, stop the violence in the community. They laugh at me when I said stop the violence in the community. Till it became their household at the end of the day. Damn, how do I pray to go within? I wasn't trying to seek revenge. I just want my baby back. I just want my family member to come back at the end of the day. It's the type of stuff that actually happens. When this becomes the norm in certain folks' household at the end of the day, someone doing you wrong. Did you have to know them or not? When it comes to domestic violence, hate crime, discrimination, hold on one second, the list goes on at the end of the day. Someone walking by, going from point A to Z. They just got up and started a new day. If someone took their life, or because someone didn't understand discipline, how this type of stuff actually happens when someone wasn't pretending to get their life together. This type of stuff actually happens. It's certain folks that could be lost in the source. Or because the enemy's trying to test them, energy harvesting off their energy, let alone playing with spoken a toxic way, trying to make them mentally unstable. They wasn't doing it for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame when someone was dibbling and dabbling in narcotics that day, or let alone dibbling and dabbling in food that make them mentally sick at the end of the day. That's how this type of stuff actually happens, how certain communities will go up against you, all because you truly got potential, or because you a child of God and you was keeping it real, being authentic, truly will bother someone's mental health. When you chase after your dream or chase after loving yourself, certain folks don't hate that. Hold on one second. Certain folks will pretend not to hate that mindset. But then at the end of the day, they hate the fact that you're willing to choose yourself because they don't know how to go with them. They be acting like they rooted for you, saying, hold on one second, you a real one. But hold on one second, they got so much hate in their vein when they project themselves on you. Because they sending you the evil lie. In the background, they go into this wish, that world, like that terror, that karmic at the end of the day. That doctor to play with spoken in a toxic way, to be projected on you because you understood your faith, coming out your comfort zone. You've been through so much trials and tribulations when it comes to this thing called life, but you wasn't giving up on yourself. You still kept going. Certain folks will make it to see another day, but that child of God is still fighting for another day. They was never doing it for likes and views of clout chasing or fame. When it was pouring into that empty cup and God was truly showing them balance. The unconditional love hits different when it comes to that remedy, how their heart was truly flowing, how they still knew how to respect their neighbor even when they couldn't see, regardless of what they was going through mentally. Everybody don't have the same mindset at the end of the day. I ain't have to pretend to respect my neighbor at the end of the day because it was always within me. If you're not for me at the end of the day, just stay in your lane, 6 feet apart. Thank you, no thank you. I ain't got to disrespect you. But hold on one second, I wasn't running from my past when I said what I said that day with your ill intentions when you were sending me the evil lie. You know, because folks do that type of stuff. They send you spell work, beauty, magic, trying to cause chaos and confusion in your life to disturb your own peace. Project the spell work in a toxic way. The gang stalking was real when you was really keeping it real. It's certain folks that can't even speak up for themselves at the end of the day because the enemy tried to test them and keep them quiet. Try to shadow ban them, disrespect them, paying this person, paying that person to project fear in them. Trying to hold them down with spell work so they won't see another day of living fear. This type of stuff actually happens. Now, hold on one second. What happened in the real ones, the end of the day, to respect their neighbor, just stay in your lane with somebody not for you. You know, there's innocent people that be walking around here that gotta pretend. Regardless of what they going through mentally, they still got a heart. Regardless they live in poverty and pain. It be the train of thought for how they still not respect their neighbor. They was never part of that hate train to kick the next person down and trying to better themselves. It's a train of thought for me how we all ain't the same.
No, I haven't changed on me. Always be yourself when I'm a lesson. I'm not in jail. Respecting my content, everybody.
It's not.
No, I haven't changed on me, goddamn it. My content, that's okay.
Entertainment purposes only. You ever been minding your business and minding your business or whatever the case may be and decide to say, you know what, I want to go get my hair done or whatever the case may be. No, I haven't trained off of me. You ever show somebody the brochure and show them, hey, I want a number 2. No, I haven't trained off of me. You don't want it to be one way. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize it's another way. You ever realize at the end of the day, you paying for something that you never asked for, and then the person that you asking for help from, they come to find out they can't even see. So you mean to tell me that you was playing my head this whole entire time? You mean to tell me that you didn't tell me what you was going through at the end of the day emotionally?
No, I haven't changed on me.
They trying to explain their condition to you after the fact that they playing in your head. Ma'am, sir, are you okay? No, it's the train over me. You should be out of business. It's the train over me. How this type of stuff actually happens. How a person will go on your head just to play with spoke in a toxic way. Got the next door neighbor, different vocabulary. Talking about, hold on one second, they about to come in your chair. Make them mentally unstable. Hold on one second. Energy harvest off their energy. Try to get in their business, see what they got going on behind closed doors. Play them close to end day like you their friend. Hold on one second. That projecting was real. How this type of stuff actually happens at the end day. They quick to call you mentally unstable, let alone mentally ill. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. How someone just caught a piece of your head. Now they playing with spoken and toxic way. Hold on one second. I ain't signed up for this vocabulary at the end of the day with your arithmetic when it comes to your science. How this type of stuff actually happens. Hold on one second. Only was that God truly allowed you to see knowledge. You know, because God truly shows you the devil, the enemy. Be careful. When you actually start to elevate, we on 2 different levels. When it comes to hold on one second, they want you to be low vibrational. How the enemy would try to test you all because you're being authentic. Speaking up for yourself, no, you was not that ass wrong. They was quick to call 910 on you, or because you started speaking up for yourself, but you wasn't being aggressive. How now they try to put you in handcuffs, trying to put you in a psych board, set you mentally unstable. How this type of stuff actually happens. Or because someone was speaking up for themselves because someone was doing something behind closed doors. All they had to take was one phone call. They say, hold on one second, we don't want that person to elevate. Get into their contract records. They future, hold on one second, is really bright, that's dimming. You know how this type of stuff actually happens? Now someone is a witness and protects you when it comes to the spiritual world. Only rest, hold on one second, God was keeping it real. How God revealed the devil alone, the enemy when you least expect it. When they try to size you up, but God was showing you why you need to get out of pocket. How God was guiding when it came to that conversation. How God sent the angel into your life when you least expected it. Wasn't a hesitation. How God allowed you to see better days ahead. That boundaries hits different when it comes to maturing. You was acting your body, but your shoe size. Hold on one second, they would never understand how you operate when they continue to tell those lies when it comes to the hate train. It had to take multiple folks in different tax brackets, try to dimulate, try and discourage you, all because you was willing to choose you. Never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. Did it have to take that person in that chair that day? Doing your hair to actually operate the way they did, because the type of stuff actually happens when you least expect it. Only the rest of hold on a second. Not everybody's aware. This type of stuff actually happens. It doesn't matter someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. How people have the evil eye towards you. It doesn't matter if you have short, long, or beautiful hair at the end of the day. It doesn't matter the texture of your hair. How people are so evil. How someone doesn't want you to elevate. How someone will project beauty magic towards you because they got animosity, jealousy, and envy within them, or they want to be you. How this type of stuff actually happens. I never had hate in my vein, especially the normal person that's truly being authentic, original, actually having the potential to become somebody. They wasn't trying to hurt the next person when it comes to, hold on one second, hurting somebody. It should be no reason why someone should go into an establishment and someone is sending someone the evil eye. Someone child was sent to school, or someone child was sent from point A to Z, and someone was sending them the evil lie, or projecting spoke in a toxic way when it came to the hate train was real, or because someone truly actually had gifts within them. Someone didn't have to try hard to be beautiful. It was always within them. Someone having a heart at the end of the day, they never had to switch up being authentic. Imagine you don't have to pour into a cup at the end of the day. You just showed up as yourself and bothered the room. All because of your energy. It wasn't a mistake. Because you God's baby. God protecting you. God revealing the devil, let on the enemy when you least expect it. They try to energy harvest off your energy, but hold on one second. God restored you. Always be yourself. No misattentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. My content is not for everyone. It's not a crime to be authentic. Gang stalking is real till it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me 7/31/2025. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household. You're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. How gang stalkers, what they will do, don't matter their tax bracket. They will rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy harvest off your energy. Even try to cause chaos and confusion in your life, projecting spell work on you, or paint you out to be something that you truly not with a hate group. They will have your next door neighbor in different tax bracket, gang stalking you, telling your next move. When you're coming, when you're going. Did you go to that store? Did you go to that doctor's appointment? Did you go there? Did you go there? Are you using your device today? What type of activity did you do on your device today? This type of stuff actually happens. You matter and you're worthy and your voice matters, especially when you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. My content is not for everybody. Never allow someone to project fear in you because of the fact that someone says that your voice doesn't matter. And they're behind the scenes paying this person or paying that person to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or even energy harvest off your energy. And I say it respectfully. You matter and you are worthy. No mother or father, when you have a child, everybody's not the same when they actually have a pure heart. Regardless of what they've been through, regardless if they came from poverty and pain or not. Should know that when a child goes from point A to Z, if they're in a schoolhouse or not, someone is sending them the evil eye, or someone's projecting spoke on a child, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, or trying to rob mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially their child, or trying to bring harm towards a child, a hate crime towards a child, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I do not energy harvest other people's energy, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. I do not project spoke on anybody. I have my own anointings when it comes to my blueprint, being authentic. And it's not a crime to be authentic. And I say that respectfully. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a family member because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. It doesn't matter about someone's culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. And I say that respectfully. Stop the violence. Stop the hate crime. Stop the jealousy and the envy. It'd be so disgusting to see how folks that be older than you will have that projection on you, or someone that you don't even have to know, regardless of how old they are, have that mindset towards you, or someone wants to be just like you at the end of the day. It's one thing to be inspired by someone. It's one thing to respect your neighbor. It's one thing to give your neighbor credit when it's due and flowers when it's due at the end of the day. But you, your own self. And if you're having an identity crisis, I actually hope that you find peace within, because there should be no reason why you're in the background trying to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, or even try to energy harvest off their energy, or project a hate crime towards them, or even send spell work towards them, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, because you want their light to be dim, We may not pray the same, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Didn't have to pretend because I never had hate in my vein. When someone is not for you, there's no need to project a hate train towards somebody. Someone not for you, keep it pushing. Somebody not for you, no need to send them an evil eye. Somebody not for you, it should be no reason why you in the background having them shadow banned because you don't want someone to see somebody's light. It should be no reason why you digging up somebody's past from 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago at the end of the day to try to blackmail them against them because they are being their authentic self when it comes to, hold on one second, growth. They're acting their body when they shoe size, regardless they coming from poverty pain. They're mad they tax bracket. They not running from their past. It's a big difference when you understand that, hold on one second, healing trauma and pain is not an overnight process. And it's never a race. I outdo you better than your trauma. I compare it's my trauma with your trauma. It's not that. I know how to respect my neighbor regardless of what you're going through mentally. You don't know how to love yourself, I still know how to respect you. You don't know how to heal, I still know how to respect you, but just stay in your lane. How folks will see you elevating and see that you believe in your faith. You step out on confidence and you becoming your best self vision of yourself, or somebody wants to pour into you, or somebody wants to love you, or someone wants to help you. It be people in the background creating a hate train, trying to dim somebody's light, trying to project spell work on innocent people to so people won't look at somebody in a certain way, or someone with energy harvest or someone's energy, try to steal someone's destiny to do malicious things towards somebody to paint them out to be a crash out or to gather folks to go up against somebody so somebody won't become their best self vision themselves. How this type of stuff actually happens. It does. I may not make sense to the average person, but this type of stuff actually happens. When someone sees somebody choosing themselves, they project spell work on them or energy harvest off their energy. They will send spell work, energy harvest of their energy, try to dim their light, pay people to project fear in them, even project a hate crime towards somebody, or try to steal someone's inheritance, or even try to rob somebody mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, or even have them gang stalked, or even paint them out to be mentally unstable because they're willing to use their documentation to blackmail them against them. How this type of stuff actually happens when it comes to certain communities. I do not live in fear and I will never hurt myself. I am Nigerian and respected. I do not worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I know how to respect my neighbor with no malicious intentions. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. It's not a crime to be authentic. It's not a crime to be yourself. And it's not a crime to put respect on your neighbor's name at the end of the day when you don't have to send them the evil eye, when you ain't got malicious intentions to energy harvest off their energy with malicious intentions or even good intentions at the end of the day. Because we all don't operate the same. We all don't operate walking around people say, you know what, I'm going to energy harvest someone's energy. I'm going to project spell on them. I'm going to send them the evil lie. I'm going to gather folks in different tax brackets, you know, create a hate train so they can feel like nobody's showing up for them. So they could be discouraged so they won't show up for themselves so they could feel like a fool or nobody loves them or respects them. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, that type of stuff actually happens in elementary school when children get bullied. That type of stuff happens in high school when people get bullied. But you say that you're an adult and they didn't matter your tax bracket. How this type of mindset actually is in your mental health. And then you sit there and say somebody's mentally unstable. It tells a lot about your character traits in the day. It doesn't matter about your tax bracket. How this type of stuff actually happens. You know, you don't gotta say somebody's name for someone to feel triggered. How somebody will watch you for years and months at a time or observe you at the end of the day just to send you the evil lie. Or just to project spoke on you because they don't like the fact that you can speak up for yourself and they don't want you to. And you don't got malicious intentions towards your neighbor. You know, folks will take your kindness for weakness. And then when you start speaking up for yourself, now you're the problem. You would never be the problem to the folks that's truly for you at the end of the day. And especially when you don't have malicious intentions towards them, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I am far from an addict, and I am far from a street worker. And I say that respectfully, or whatever you want to call it. I am far from that type of person. I am not edging on the respect that my content is not for everyone, regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me. You know, someone sees that you're elevating, prospering, they will make sure that the relationship don't work out for you regardless to what subject it is. You fall in love, you have financial stability, or folks just wanting to show up for you. How folks will create a hate train towards you or project spore work on you and the people that's trying to pour into you. how this type of stuff actually happens. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself, authentic. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater. What about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater. What about you? Stop the violence in the community. Stop the violence in the community. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. You know, when someone is envious over you, when regards to what tax bracket they in, when they project spork on you or energy harvest off your energy, they would create a hate train to go against you, to make sure that you're homeless, to rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even energy harvest off your energy. And you are worthy when it comes to showing up for yourself, regardless of whether or not I love you, protect you, or respect you. Never feel like your voice does not matter, and I say that respectfully. Because every community truly is not for you, and especially when you don't got malicious intentions after they disrespected you first. I'm not agent of respect and I do not live in fear. And you are worthy of the right people loving you and respecting you with no malicious intentions. And your voice does matter. No mother or father should have their child stripped away from them because someone lacks self-control. Someone doesn't understand and stay in their lane. Because of the fact that they feel like you're not they feel like that you're an unfit parent when that was never in your vocabulary. You never gave signs of being an unfit parent. You never gave signs of your household being unfit. You never gave signs of neglect or abuse at the end of the day. You actually knew how to love all of your children equally because not everybody loves their children equally. There's mothers and fathers that don't care about their children, but there are mothers and fathers that stand up and are the voice for their child when they can't even talk, or can't even walk, or can't even see. There are parents that actually abandon their children, regardless of how old they are. And I don't mean no disrespect because my content is not for everyone. Or there are parents that paint their children to be mentally unstable or say that their children are crazy because their children are different and unique and because it's not their norm at the end of the day. You know, someone being spiritually gifted or someone being talented or whatever the case may be. And a mother and father can have the mindset of having jealousy and envy and hate towards that child being projected because not every household is the same. And you'd be so surprised. You're rooting for a family member at the end of the day, for a family household to be put together. Only to rise to hold on 1 second. So you mean to tell me our love language in our household ain't the same? You love your child. It's certain folks that never saw that never was able to tell their child they love them. It's certain individuals that would never tell their children that they love them. It's certain individuals that send their children an evil eye. It's certain individuals that will never respect their children. They have much hate and animosity towards their child, and that child didn't have to do nothing to them besides be their authentic self with no misintentions. How this type of stuff actually happens. My content is not for everyone. It's not. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. Regardless to who's trying to dim my light or whatever the case may be, I don't worship the devil. I believe in God. I worship the good God with no malicious intentions. I don't got hate in my vein. I know how to respect my neighbor, and I didn't have to pretend to be authentic. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, and I always have since day one. I am my biggest cheerleader. When it comes to my creativity, I get it from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God, and I say that respectfully. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will hack your emails, your devices, gang stalk you, hack your accounts, your devices, and try to paint you out to be something that you're truly not. Not everybody has the strength to show up for themselves. Not everybody has the strength to speak up for themselves. I am a victim of that. But I don't brag about it at the end of the day. I speak about it because I know I can help somebody that has dealt with domestic violence, that has dealt with hate crime. Gang stalking is real. So just because someone doesn't understand how you express yourself at the end of the day, and you're not doing it for likes and views, you're not seeking attention, you're actually going through it. You matter and you are worthy. And your voice does matter. They gave up on you, they overlooked you, they labeled you crazy, mentally unstable. They labeled you all these things at the end of the day, when you truly was far from that. You voiced yourself to the wrong person only for the right people, not to pretend. My content is not for everyone, and I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. We may not pray to the same God, but I still know how to respect my neighbor with no malicious intentions, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. Peace and respect to neighbors to the watch. You better run on them, yeah, like, gotta go there, but on them, yeah, like. Stop the violence. Protect your energy. Protect you and your family. Stay out of trouble. You matter and you're worthy. I would never hurt myself. Today is currently August 30th, 2025. Always be yourself with no one's attentions. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You bound and worthy. I never gave no man or woman or child permission to use my personal information to make money off of me all alone. Gang stalk me, hack my device or accounts and more. And I said respectfully, I do not live in fear and I work alone when it comes to my creativity, regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. And I say that respectfully. I'm not in respect and I'm far from a hater. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I gotta go. Have a good day.